I've actually thought a lot about what it is I like about College Hill, because there's so many things.
I love the people of College Hill.
I like the diversity here.
How friendly the people are, how friendly the neighbors are.
One thing that I landed on is the connectedness of the community.
Good evening. We have a great feature on tap for tonight, Seth.
That we do. Pick your beer, Jake.
All right, now we're talking.
Tonight, it is one of the most difficult topics to explain in a single sentence. Affordable housing.
Affordable housing is one of the most critical elements of any healthy neighborhood, but it's so much more complicated than just a rental price.
The various layers and complexities to how to tackle affordable housing often leads to difficult conversations in communities.
Tonight, we're bringing in experts from around the region to help us better understand the nuances of affordable housing.
Professionally, you deal with affordable housing through LISC.
Yes.
LISC, while a hip-sounding name, stands for
Local Initiative Support Corporation.
It's great. And what does LISC do primarily in Cincinnati?
So we are a community development intermediary. We work with federal and state and local government entities. We work with lots of different banks and philanthropic organizations, and we harness those resources and funnel them into neighborhoods where there has been historic disinvestment, where there are households that might have incomes below, the average in our community. And having housing options at multiple income levels benefits everyone.
Affordable housing is very important. Having a mixed income community provides opportunity for people and for families.
We have so many knee-jerk reactions toward affordable housing. Somehow, it's connected more with crime or violence. That's wrong. And what we know is that poverty is the issue that most closely related to crime and violence.
If you ask people what affordable housing means to them, you'll probably get a wide array of responses. But the overarching definition of affordable housing is housing that does not exceed 30% of a household's income. So affordable housing comes in varying levels, from very low income to moderate income.
I know there are a lot of different views on what affordable housing is and what it isn't.
The easiest way to think about it is how much you're spending on your housing relative to your pay. The guideline is no more than 30% should be spent on your housing costs. That's a really easy way to think about it. So if you're making $30,000 a year, right, think about what that translates into in terms of a monthly mortgage or rent payment, and then we go from there.
Affordability looks different to different people. But what we know is that too many households in an area spending more than 30% of their income on housing alone limits the local economy. Having enough housing that's affordable to a whole spectrum of incomes means more people will have more money left to spend on goods and services.
4 out of 5 of the most frequently occurring jobs in our community don't pay enough to afford a median 2-bedroom apartment in this town right now.
Right.
That's jobs that matter, right? Those are the jobs that have kept us going. There's just a lack of supply of the kind of housing you think of maybe when you think of affordable housing, which is something that has some sort of government subsidy attached to it, like what we walked by a little bit earlier, where that is controlled to be affordable to a certain income range, right? Then we have housing that just happens to cost less than maybe some other options in the community. We call that naturally occurring. It's just priced right for the community.
So you mean like this building we're in right now, the Dixon, right here on the corner of North Bend and Hamilton?
Exactly. As the housing market continues to change, we're seeing that less of that is available, right? Because that's not controlled. There's no government mechanism in place to help keep those rents affordable because they don't have any additional subsidy in the project. So that's a really important gap to fill.
Many developers are being asked to provide affordable housing. And if you're looking at 30% of a household's income towards rent, having a fluid number like that does create difficulties in getting financing. Lenders, if they're lending to a project, they want to know exactly the rents that the project's going to be able to achieve, because that will dictate the type of debt that the project can attract and support. Affordable housing is a difficult venture to pull off.
It's more economically viable to create 30 units of housing than it might be to do one at a time. It helps us take a bigger bite in terms of the shortfall that we're facing as a community. It increases vibrancy because you have more folks out on the street. That's really creating that social cohesion and social capital too, that I think why people are attracted to neighborhoods like College Hill, because there's a sense of place, there's a sense of community, and the way to do that is by allowing for more housing units to be accessible and be created in the part of the community where folks want to be.
We have a community that has long been socioeconomically diverse. Affordable housing is an integral part of what makes our neighborhood interesting and dynamic.
Turek is partnering with LISC in quite a few ways, but one I'm really excited about is the affordability study that we're currently embarking on. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's a great way for us to help the community understand what the market looks like now in College Hill, right? What are the needs? Where are there opportunities? How can we make sure that we have the right range of housing options available? And what are some of the ways we can get there, right? Once we understand better sort of where are there gaps and what are the needs. So we're really excited to be partnering with you all on this, because I think it's a really important way for us to have data and evidence and some facts to then base
decisions on.
That's right, base our decisions on.
That's right.
You'll be seeing Kristen a lot more in College Hill in the coming months. As she's mentioned, the College Hill CURC will be conducting an affordable housing study to better understand our current environment and to help guide us in our future decisions.
This study is going to include surveys and focus groups throughout the community. It's going to be about as comprehensive as it gets.
And as we go forward, the data will be invaluable in helping us make sure we get the development mix right in the business district.
Affordable housing is about making sure that people are housing secure, spending no more than 30% of their income on housing. Those extra dollars often end up being spent at our local businesses.
A healthy, successful business district has a place for everyone in it, and we are committed to making sure that continues to be a reality here in College Hill.
There's obviously so much more to dive into in this topic, but that's all the time we have for tonight. Thanks for joining us.